There is yet another hoax from which we all suffered. On November 10, 2010, a controversy arose over the sale by Amazon of a self-published ebook by Philip R. Greaves entitled The Pedophile's Guide to Love and Pleasure, a Child Lover's Code of Conduct. Readers threatened to boycott Amazon over its selling of the book, which was described by critics as a pedophile guide. Amazon initially defended the sale of the book, saying that the site believes it is censorship not to sell certain books simply because we, or others, believe their message is objectionable, and that the site supported the right of every individual to make their own purchasing decisions. However, the site later removed the book. Every scandal that gains national notoriety is a hoax, and these hoaxes are always scripted by the Gematria Code. Freemasonry controls the world. Freemasonry is based on the principles of Kabbalah. The Jews created Kabbalah and Freemasonry, and the Gematria Code comes from Kabbalah. And if you can apply the Gematria Code to any incident in the news and find coincidences, that's how you can tell the incident is contrived bullshit, intended to have a deleterious psychological effect on the masses. Philip Greaves, 159 ordinal, 78 full reduction. Scottish Rite, as in the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, the most Jewish branch of Freemasonry, headquartered in Washington, D.C., 159 reverse ordinal, and 78 in reverse full reduction. Time and again I see the characters involved in Freemasonry having a name gematriot, matching the gematriot of words and terms having to do with Freemasonry. The date on which the scandal regarding that self-published book broke was November 10, 2010. It was a date with 51 numerology, 51 days remaining in the year, and 21 numerology. Conspiracy, 51 full reduction. Children, 73 English ordinal. 73 is the 21st prime number. Think how this was a self-published book to assist pedophiles. I have looked up the gematriot of Amazon, and it didn't put out any numbers that popped as significant until I went on Wikipedia and found out the company's actual name is Amazon.com Inc. Well, what do you know? Amazon.com Inc. is 127 English ordinal, like Scottish Rite of Freemasonry is 127 in reverse full reduction. Let's examine the gematriot of the title of that book, Pedophile's Guide to Love and Pleasure, a Child Lover's Code of Conduct. In the single reduction cipher, it sums to 307, the 63rd prime number, which will be important in reference to the dates we'll be dealing with in a moment. Amazon as a company was founded on July 5, 1994. That was on the 186th day of the year, with 179 days left to go. Jeff Bezos, 186, Frank Baconis cipher. Amazon.com Inc., 179, Francis Bacon. It was also a date with 25 numerology, where Amazon equals 25 in full reduction. It was also a date full of 35 numerology. Jeff Bezos equals 149, 149 being the 35th prime number. You see how calculated all of this is? One day off, and you don't get these coincidences, do you? Let's say it was the next day instead. It would be a day with 36 numerology, and 36 would mean nothing. That's why this gematria practice is real. Think how the company started in the year 1994, emphasis on 94, with Jeff Bezos equaling 94 in English ordinal. Think how it was founded on a date 7/5, which outside of United States can also be expressed as 5/7, like 57, like Scottish Rite is 57. Conspiracy is 57. Oh, I'm sure Amazon is involved in conspiracies. But of course, the date 7/5 is like 75. New World Order, 75 full reduction. Order out of chaos, 75 full reduction. Amazon is very much a New World Order company, with all the telescreen surveillance gadgets that they're pushing people to get for their homes, right on the home page of their website. The date also had 106 numerology, and in light of 106, and the fact that the company was headquartered in Seattle, Seattle equals 106 in ALW Kabbalah. Bezos, 67, the 19th prime. Seattle, 19. Between the anniversary of the date the company was founded to the date of the scandal over the pedophilia book was 129 days, if you include the end date, where Philip Greaves equals 129 in reverse full reduction cipher, where E is left as 22 and P is left as 11. Jeff Bezos was born January 12, 1964. Since his birthday, until the date the book became controversial, was 303 days, a lot like 33, an extremely important number to Freemasonry. It was also 64 days until his 47th birthday, or 63 days if you don't include the end date. The book was labeled as both obscene and controversial. Obscene, 63 ordinal. Controversial, 63 full reduction. But in light of the 63 days until Bezos' 47th birthday, the book title sums to 307 in single reduction, the 63rd prime number. But why contrive this incident 63 days before Jeff Bezos' 47th birthday? Well, 47 is an extremely important number in Freemasonry, with the compasses set at 47 degrees in the Freemasonic logo, and Seattle, the headquarters of Amazon, being on the 47th meridian north. And furthermore, November 10, 2010 was a date with 22 and 31 numerology, where Bezos sums to 22 in full reduction, and 31 in single reduction, where S is reduced only once down to 10. The Pedophile Guide to Love and Pleasure, a child lover's code of conduct, 307 single reduction. Jeff Bezos' full name, Jeffrey Preston Bezos, 307, ALW Kabbalah. The Pedophile Guide, 97 full reduction, 97 the 25th prime number, Amazon 25. Jeff Bezos was actually born as Jeffrey Preston Jorgensen, which sums to 332 in reverse ordinal. The book's title is 332 in reverse single reduction, where S is only reduced once down to 10. Jeff Bezos, 194, Francis Bacon, and ALW Kabbalah. The Pedophile Guide, 1181 trigonal cipher, where 1181 is the 194th prime number. I'm really reaching here. People are going to claim if you have too many ciphers, couldn't you get anything to match anything? No, it's not that easy actually. Amazon.com Inc. 127 ordinal. 127 is the 31st prime number. Bezos, 31 single reduction. Amazon 118 reverse Francis Bacon. Bezos, 647 Jewish gematria. 647 is the 118th prime number. Now I'm just screwing around by going too deeply into this. But here's another one. Bezos, 967 English extended. 967 is the 163rd prime number. The Pedophile Guide, 163 Jewish ordinal. Zach Hubbard isn't even sure if Jewish ordinal is a legitimate cipher, so I don't know. What's interesting, and I didn't catch this right away, but if you write out the dot as a word, and the Inc. abbreviation as the full word, Amazon.com Incorporated, it also sums to 127. In full reduction, Amazon.com Incorporated sums to 116, while the original name with which Jeff Bezos was born, Jeffrey Preston Jorgensen, sums to 116 in reverse full reduction. On December 20, 2010, Philip Greaves would be arrested at his Pueblo, Colorado home on a felony warrant issued by the Polk County Sheriff's Office in Lakeland, Florida. Since we're going between Colorado and Florida here, both of these states have a nice gematria overlap. Detectives from the county's Internet Crimes Division ordered a signed hard copy version of Greaves' book and had it shipped to the agency's jurisdiction, where it violated state obscenity laws. According to Sheriff Grady Judd, upon receipt of the book, Greaves violated local laws prohibiting the distribution of obscene material depicting minors engaged in harmful conduct, a third-degree felony. Greaves pleaded no contest to the charges and was later released under probation, with his previous jail time counting as time served. We'll get back to how insane that sounds on its face, but first I want to examine some gematria in regards to his arrest. Between the date of the scandal breaking in the media to the date of the arrest was 41 days, if you include the end date, and Jeff Bezos sums to 41 in reverse full reduction. Or if you don't include the end date, you could say the arrest came 40 days later, and Jeff Bezos sums to 40 in reduction as well. Greaves, 41 reverse full reduction, 40 single reduction. The date of Philip Greaves' arrest, December 20, 2010, was a date with 62 numerology. Amazon.com Inc. sums to 62 in reverse full reduction. Torah, 62. The place where he's accused of violating the law was Lakeland, Florida. Lakeland, Florida is 62 in full reduction. It was also a date with 8 numerology. Well, how does the number 8 tie in? Bezos is 67 in English ordinal. 67 is the 19th prime number, and 19 is the 8th prime number. The sheriff who gets the guy arrested, who takes the credit for it, is named Grady Judd. Well. This next bit of coincidence, it's not a fucking coincidence, by the way. In gematria, the name Grady Judd overlaps with Jeff Bezos in 3 of the 4 of the base ciphers. Yeah, how about that? You gotta be pissing me in the penis with this. Let's go a little further with the fact that December 20, 2010 also has 6 numerology. Jeff Bezos sums to 41 in reverse full reduction. 41 is the 13th prime number. 13 is the 6th prime number. I already said that Amazon.com Inc. sums to 179 in the Francis Bacon cipher, and that 179 is the 41st prime number. 41 is the 13th prime number. 13 is the 6th prime number. The date also has 35 numerology, and since Jeff Bezos adds up to 149 in reverse ordinal, it so happens 149 is the 35th prime number. The reason I'm captivated by decoding this stuff is because these aren't random organic events. These are staged events, carefully calculated by this code. If you change just one date a day back or a day forward, you break the entire numerical cohesion. This is about geometry in language and time. It's like a jigsaw puzzle pieces. You get a measurement wrong on one of the pieces, and then it doesn't fit like it should. So why would a ritual like this be played out and hyped up in the media? First, it's about reminding Jeff Bezos that the cabal made him, and the cabal owns him. Second, it's to steer the psychology of the masses to embrace certain tactics from these corporations, such as censorship. Of course, if you put out a self-published book, absurdly titled A Pedophile's Guide to Love and Pleasure, and then publicize it in the media, people will be displeased, and people will be knee-jerk compelled to side with the idea of Amazon banning this book. And when you get people to side with censorship in this case, you just opened the door for all kinds of other censorship, such as removing books that depict researched proof that the Holocaust did not happen. And with this stunt, you get people to accept that censorship is necessary, and then hardly anyone dares complain. Because how many people will feel comfortable defending a pedophilia book? This is how they play on our psychology. And they do it as a numerical ritual, as mockery of the masses. And then you get shit like this. Late in 2013, online blog The Kernel released multiple articles revealing an epidemic of filth on Amazon and other ebook storefronts. Amazon responded by blocking books dealing with incest, bestiality, child pornography, as well as topics such as virginity, monsters, and barely legal. Monsters? What, you can't write about fucking monsters? Which books do you think they blocked? I bet it was all the self-published books. Nothing was blocked that's by mainstream authors. Stephen King could write about monsters and children having sex, and they would promote his stuff up on the front page. It's like on YouTube, they tell you they will demonetize you for speaking about politics in your videos. But do they demonetize mainstream news channels that are on television that also have YouTube pages for discussing politics? Hell no. The Kernel is complaining. Who the fuck has heard of the Kernel? Who the fuck reads the Kernel? It seems like a legit question to ask, but it's not. Once you accept how everything is just fucking theater, where corporations and the government are just one fucking cabal, where they are the ruling royalty, and we are the slaves, and they stage these psyops to get the public to go along with their bullshit. They also literally made it look like the guy was arrested for doing something that should be free speech, and they got the public to cheer for that. See, that's how a good psyop works. This is the psychological effect that these little rituals have. People need to print up my Dance of Death, a James Grider novel, then mail it to the police in Lakeland, Florida, and get me and themselves arrested. I wonder who the hell crafts these rituals by the numbers. Just the date numerology lining up so perfectly? They don't have control over the date numerology. They have control over what words they use and what names they use, but they don't really have control over date numerology. Trying to encode the title of that book alone should have been a pain in the ass, with millions of trial and errors, unless they have a computer do it. Maybe one day people will find out that God is an artificial intelligence computer dictating out these rituals, and the elite Jews are just its minions doing its bidding. I mean, look at this. Jeffrey Preston Bezos, 96, full reduction, born on a date with 96 numerology. And I know he wasn't born under that name, but I'm sure the name change was something that was planned for him. Which only goes to show how these people's lives, they're planned from birth. Jeff Bezos' role in this world was planned from birth by the cabal. I doubt he's actually even running Amazon. Guys like that are probably just dumb fucks that are put up as just the face of these companies.